Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a little bit of a different video from my normal projects and kids adventures. I'm just going to take you guys along on a day in the life, clean with me, and kind of how I typically spend a Sunday. So definitely stay tuned for that. And before we get started in this video, I want to introduce you guys to the newest member of the Alvarado family. This is Olive. If you guys know me in real life, you'll remember Sam. She used to be mine and Andrew's dog, and now she's my sister's dog, and Sam had puppies. So this is actually a little Sam that we got, or a little piece of Sam, if you will. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the cleaning and the Sunday in the Alvarados, excuse me. Alright, so to start off the day, I went ahead and started the chili that I was going to have simmering throughout the day. So to start off, I just took a pound of ground beef and a whole onion chopped, and I'm going to go ahead and cook that together. And then you're going to need garlic, chili powder, ground cumin, black pepper, paprika, cayenne, and salt. And normally I do about a tablespoon of each. Then you're going to need 1 can of crushed tomatoes, and also you're going to refill this can with water. And then I'm just using 1 can of these mild chili beans, and they also have a lot of the chili seasoning in them, so that helps with the flavor as well. I'm going to go ahead and get my crock pot turned on to 8 hours on low. I'm going to let it simmer throughout the entire day. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in the ground beef onion mixture. Then I'm going to toss in the can of beans, the can of crushed tomato, and I'm refilling that up with water. And then I'm going to go ahead and start throwing in my spices. I'm doing garlic, cracked pepper, cumin, chili powder, paprika, cayenne, and then salt to taste. And then I'm just going to stir that all together, and that's it. I'm just going to let that cook throughout the day while I go ahead and take care of the rest of the house. So here is what my house currently looks like. I have 2 small children. I have a 3-year-old, and my daughter Penelope just turned 1, and there she is. She loves going underneath the desk and just going underneath chairs. She likes obstacle course style playing, but right now my house is completely destroyed. We have the plates from dinner from the previous night. We have toys laying out. The kitchen is a mess. Dishes need to be done. The trash desperately needs to be taken out. And then I'm also making our Halloween costumes this year, so I have turned our dining room into my craft room. So I'm going to also clean this area up. So the first thing I like to do to start off my day that just makes me feel and sets my mood for productivity is make my bed. I love making my bed in the morning because that's really what gives me the motivator for cleaning. Oh yeah, quick sneak peek at my husband and my daughter. They're outside cleaning, doing some gardening and cleaning off the driveway from the leaves. So if you want to know where I got my comforter from, this is actually the only comforter I've bought in the past 5 years. I love this comforter. It's actually Kate Spade, and I got it at Costco for $50, and it's a king size, and it was honestly a steal. So now I'm going to clean up my husband's side, and my husband's side definitely gets a whole lot messier than my side. He also has been getting a cold from our daughter since they started daycare. Every time they bring it home, he's always picked up the cold that they have. So he just has all of our NyQuil, DayQuil on his side, and also a lot of his clothes just scattered everywhere. And now I'm cleaning up and tidying up my side. So normally I just use this little bin as my catch-all. I just find that it's the best way for me to stay cleaned and organized and keep my little side table empty and not cluttered. And I'm just wiping it down with a baby wipe. Now I'm gonna clean my dresser because that's typically where I move all the stuff as I'm cleaning. I just kind of put it in the next space, and I just go along the room. I start with the side tables, and then I go to the dresser. So I'm just kind of wiping it down and wiping down my desk. Here's another sneak peek at my husband with my babies. My daughter is raking the leaves to make a big pile for her to jump in, and I just love watching her spend some outdoor time. And here's a quick picture I got of her in the leaves. And then here's my husband and the girls just taking a break from doing gardening. So this is what the bedroom looks like now. It's nice and clean. I just have to go back and vacuum. So next thing I like to do is I like to make my daughter Arabella's bed. It's really easy to do, and I just like that she can come into her room for nap time to a nice made bed. I also feel like she appreciates that. Sometimes she'll go in her room and everything will be scattered, and she'll say, "It's a mess in here. We have to clean." And she's really good about keeping her room clean. She just doesn't know how to make her bed just yet. So I usually make her bed for her, but for the most part, her room is always tidy. She's not a messy kid in general. She likes to pick up after herself. So as you can see, her room's actually pretty clean. All I really did was make her bed. So now moving on to my infant's room. So really all I'm doing here is just getting the empty bottle from this morning that she was drinking in there. And then I like to open up the blinds and let some sun come in. And usually I also open up the windows and let the room air out. So now I'm just going to be taking this bottle downstairs and to throw it into the dishwasher, and this is what her room looks like. So next up, I just go downstairs and grab my Dyson. We did have to buy a new battery for the Dyson. Did anybody else get a Dyson and their battery died really quickly, or maybe it was just me? But anyway, we did get a new battery, and I still love the Dyson. The cordless feature is probably one of my favorites. The cord does not get in your way. You don't have to worry about looking for an outlet. We just had our battery die pretty quickly, which was kind of strange. But anyway, the Dyson's still my favorite cleaning appliance. It picks up so well. It works great on carpet. So I'm just taking it and vacuuming the girls' room. Their rooms normally stay pretty clean. They usually play downstairs. Even though we have a lot of toys and their bedroom's set up for playtime, they usually like to hang out with us. So here I'm just bringing in Penelope for her nap time. She takes a nap at 10 and at 3, so this is actually her first nap time. So I'm just putting her down, and she is going to go to sleep now. All right, let's tackle the big mess downstairs. So I need to actually mop today, and I did mop like maybe 4 days ago, but we had my daughter's birthday party. Penelope turned 1. We had our birthday party recently, so there was a lot of foot traffic, and I did mop the day after, or maybe a couple days after, because we had family over, and there was a ton of dirt, but I wanted to do a second cleaning of the floor just because I feel like because there's a lot of foot traffic downstairs, and we spend a lot of time downstairs, and normally we walk in with our shoes as well whenever we're like outside gardening and we want to come inside to grab a drink right quick. So I like to normally mop downstairs maybe once a week. I don't get to mop all the time because like I am pretty busy, and I also work, and we typically just have the Roomba running at all times, so it's always picking up the dirt. And so normally I only get to mop about once a week, but I did get this really cool new mop bucket. It's called the O-Cedar mop bucket, and I actually got it at Sam's Club. I think it was only $39, but it has the spin feature, which I'm sure everyone has seen a lot of commercialization for it and a lot of advertisement, but it's actually a pretty great mop, and I have already used it once when I mopped right after the party, and I absolutely love it. So I was actually looking forward to mopping, and I may end up doing my mopping twice a week instead of once a week because it's so enjoyable. Oh, that was my daughter's T-Rex. She actually got that T-Rex in a Happy Meal, and I kind of like it. I think McDonald's has been stepping up with their toys quite a bit. So, picking up all the blocks. My daughters have tons of blocks. And if you have kids, your living room will never fully be an adult room. The kids will always have their toys, and you kind of just have to make peace with that. Normally, we kind of set up the living room easily accessible with toys so the girls can entertain themselves when watching movies. Because their attention span's kind of short, it's typically kind of difficult to sit down and watch a movie in like a complete quiet atmosphere because the girls want to play and they kind of zone out after a while. So this is what I do with their toys. Normally I just put some of the toys out where they can see them, and then I kind of scoot the other ones to the side so they can kind of pull them in. I'm gonna bring that block table down after I mop. And then this is my daughter's creation station. She has paper and crayons, and she likes to sit there and draw, and we kind of just designated that area for her to do arts and crafts. So now moving on to our breakfast nook. So we do eat here. We have been eating here more regularly, even though we have a formal dining area, because it's mainly a lot easier to keep clean. It's a smaller space, so it's easier to maintain, especially because once it gets cluttered, well, it doesn't take much to get cluttered, but it's very visible because it's in the main living area where we spend a lot of our time watching movies, and so normally it makes it easier for me to actually keep this area clean because I can see when it's messy. So I'm just wiping down my table and scooting it to the side because I'm going to be mopping the entire floor in the living room. In the entire downstairs is where I'm going to be mopping, just to make sure that I get at least the entire downstairs clean. I didn't really detail clean this day. I didn't clean down the cabinets or the fridge or the dishwasher or any of my appliances. I kind of just did a quick Sunday clean, especially because I typically have to do my cleaning while the kids are napping. And then my husband had my oldest, Arabella, outside gardening, but eventually she's going to be done playing outside and want to come inside for a snack. So I have to work really quickly and I don't have a lot of time. So I also don't have a lot of time to do the entire house to fully detail clean it. So now I'm just taking out the trash. I absolutely love this trash can. It came with a mini version of it, which we have in our downstairs powder room, or guest bathroom, if you will. And I absolutely love it. But the thing is, white is very hard to maintain. This trash can gets consistently dirty. I have to wipe it down all of the time, just because it's white and it's a trash can. It's very visible. All the stains are very visible. All the different trash that hits the top of the lid as you're trying to put it in, you can fully see. So we do have to regularly wipe it down. So now, even though I have the Roomba going, I'm taking my Dyson and I'm just going to be doing a second vacuuming over, just to make sure that I'm getting all the little pieces of dirt so they don't really turn into mud as I'm mopping. And the Dyson does a pretty good job on hardwood floors as well. I would say that I recommend it more for carpet than I do for hardwood floor, because it does have a little bit of difficulty picking up, I want to say mainly like kids snacks, specifically goldfish and popcorn. It usually has a hard time picking that up, but for some reason on carpet it's not as big of an issue. But either way, I would definitely buy the Dyson again, and I would probably end up getting the newer model eventually. And just the cordless feature just really makes up for any downsides that come with the Dyson not picking up that well on the hardwood floor. So just doing a quick mop. There's all the dirt that I picked up, and it wasn't too much because, like I said, I had my Roomba going downstairs, and we usually have it going off I would say 3 times a day, in the morning, in the middle of the day, and at night after we go to bed. And so typically the downstairs stays pretty well vacuumed, and the Roomba does a really good job of picking up all the trash. So we don't really need to use the Dyson as much. I mainly use my Dyson upstairs to vacuum the girls' rooms, and I technically could use the Roomba upstairs, but I don't want to carry it all the way up there and then have it fall down the stairs, because when it gets stuck, it sends us a message that it's stuck near a cliff, and so I don't want to have to wake up to that in the middle of the night. It is kind of loud, I would say. So if you live on a single floor or on a one level in a one level house, you would be able to hear it. But because all of our bedrooms are actually upstairs, we can't hear it when it goes off at night, or even during the day, because I typically work upstairs. So it's not really an issue for us for, having it go off 3 times a day, in the morning, in the middle of the day, and in the evening or at night. It doesn't wake us up, and we really can't hear the noise. But I would say that if you are on a one level or live in a one level home, it may be a good idea to just run it when you're out and about running errands, so that it won't really interrupt whatever you're doing, because it is kind of noisy. So I just realized you can only see my feet here. I was letting my daughter test out the mop. She wanted to try it out, and she's in a place right now where she kind of wants to try everything new. She's really pushing to learn new things and try out new things. So she wanted to try out the mop. So here is my sink. It is just a catastrophe. So I'm going to quickly unload the dishwasher and go ahead and put all of our dishes up. This isn't my favorite thing to do. I honestly like loading the dishwasher because you can actually see an immediate result, because you're cleaning everything out of the sink. But unloading the dishwasher kind of feels a little redundant. Like, you don't really see what you're cleaning, or it doesn't really feel like you're cleaning. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I like loading it more than unloading it. But you obviously have to unload it in order to load more dishes in it. So I'm just doing that very quickly. I would say my favorite thing to do as far as cleaning goes is mopping at the moment, because I have the new bucket and it's pretty fun to watch it spin around, and it just makes it a lot better to mop than when I was having to take the mop and strain it with my hands. It is nice that I can strain it inside the bucket. So I'm just loading up the dishwasher. I had lots of pans these days, or this specific day. I normally make a lot of pastas just because it's what my kids will eat, and they're also super easy to make during the week, especially when I'm working. I can typically take a lunch break, my 1 hour lunch break, and make a pasta very quickly for me and Andrew. And then at night when I'm really tired, it's really easy. You just put it on the stovetop, do a little bit of prepping, and it really cooks itself, honestly. I also like to do a lot of sheet pan dinners as well. During the weekend, I do go out and cook a little bit more food that takes a little bit more effort. But during the week, I'm just kind of exhausted, and I typically just defer to the easier meals. And my kids are happy. My husband's happy. If they were to express that they're tired of eating pasta, I would definitely switch it up for them. So now I'm just going to be throwing some baking soda and vinegar into my sink just to kind of wash out the garbage disposal. So I'm doing it in the garbage disposal side, just to kind of clean out any of the gunk from the food that goes into the garbage disposal. And then I like to use these scented beads. They're garbage disposal beads, and these smell like lemon. They smell amazing. And so I just run the hot water down the garbage disposal and turn it on, and it makes it smell so good. So now I'm just scrubbing down my daughter's high chair eating tray, which is pretty easy to clean. I really do want to try that hack where you put plastic over top of it, but I just feel like that's kind of a lot of plastic to be wasting. So I don't know how eco-friendly that is, because it is pretty easy to clean. So now let's take a look at our chili. It has been cooking for about 4 hours. And honestly, the reason I like to make chili and get it started in the morning on a day where I'm going to be busy spending the day cleaning is because it makes the house smell amazing. The whole house smells like cozy. It makes it feel like a cozy environment because the chili just smells so good, and you can smell it throughout the house. So it's one of the reasons I love making chili. The entire house smells really good, and I also have lunch and dinner ready without actually having to make that much of an effort throughout the day because it's already going. So it's kind of nice to knock out lunch and dinner in the morning and not have to worry about it, so that I can kind of get the other things I need to get done, especially because I want to knock out as much as possible, since I really don't get a lot of time to do it during the week. The next video I make will definitely be a deep clean of like my cabinets and the bathrooms. I know I didn't do that in this video, so I'll definitely do another video where I do a more in-depth cleaning of cabinet wiping and cleaning of the bathrooms and the showers and all that good stuff. And also I didn't show the guest room, so I'll definitely do another video that's a little bit longer that shows a full house cleaning, which I may have to do on a day that I have off where the girls are in daycare so that I kind of have more time. This video to film it actually took about 2 hours. It was about 2 hours worth of cleaning, which I think I did a lot, and it was also slow paced. I know it's sped up on the video, but I was able to take my time and enjoy it and just slowly do the cleaning and enjoy the cleaning and not have to feel rushed or stressed out about it. So I took my time, and by taking my time, this entire cleaning video took me about 2 hours. And that also included moving around the camera to film the different spaces I was cleaning up. So it didn't take too long, and it was actually very enjoyable to be able to clean and see the results afterwards. I know everyone loves a clean house, so it was nice, and especially because it kind of set the mood for the coming up week. It made me feel productive on Monday knowing that I had done a deep clean, and a lot of the house was going to be nice and clean and ready for me to just walk through and enjoy. Because no one enjoys a clean house more than a mom. Well, maybe the kids and the dad too, but I would say if the mom cleaned the whole house, then yeah, we're definitely going to be the ones that enjoy the house the most, because that was all of our hard work. Now, I do have to give my husband kudos because he's always great at entertaining the girls while I clean. So here's just a little sneak peek. This is Andrew's fish tank, and he bought seasonal decor for the fish tank. He bought these little pumpkins for Halloween, which I thought was so cute. I didn't know you could do that. I'm definitely in love with the fact that he puts these little details in our home that sometimes I don't even notice, but it just adds a touch of personality, of his specific personality, and he loves holidays, so I can't wait to see what he does in there for Christmas. So now I'm just quickly doing just a quick refresh of this room. This is actually what I like to call our clean room. So normally Andrew really is the only one that spends time down here because this is his office. And as far as the sitting room goes, we don't really sit in there unless we're talking finances. We use my main family room, so it didn't really need too much of a cleaning. So now here is the gross, murky water from all of the mopping I did, and I am so glad I could visually see how much dirt and grime I was able to clear off from our floors, especially because my daughter is crawling right now. Anyway, let's enjoy this chili. So it is absolutely delicious. I love this recipe. It's so easy to do. It's kind of a dump and go. And normally I serve it with cheese, chives, jalapenos for a little bit of heat. And instead of cornbread, we like to do Fritos. It adds a little bit of a crunch. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my chili recipe and spending this Sunday with me. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one.